everybody! It is Miss Milne and I am here to show you another art activity that you can do. What we're going to do today is we're going to make fork printed tulips. Since we are coming into springtime, or since we are in springtime, we should start to see flowers popping up all over the place, and some of the flowers that you're going to see if you go out for your daily walk is tulips, and tulips are one of my favourite flowers. So I found this activity and I love it. It's a really quick, simple, easy one to do, but it's really fun to do as well. So what you're going to need for this one, let me just move this out of the way. What you're going to need for this one is you're going to need a piece of paper, you're going to need paint, and what I would suggest doing is putting your paint on something that you can, that's flat down, that you can get your fork onto. I've chosen to do a lid of some Tupperware, and I've put down different sections of my paint. So you're going to need some green. I'm using bought paint, not my homemade stuff, but you can still use the homemade stuff. I say bought, I went in and I rummaged the school and I got a load of paint just to make it last a little bit longer. And I'm going to use, so I need green for the stems, and then I've chosen 3 different colours. You can do any colours that you want. I've got my red, I've got yellow, and I've got purple. The other thing you're going to need is you need a paintbrush or something you can use to make the stems. You're going to need a fork. I'm using plastic forks, but you can do this with just normal metal forks. Just make sure that you ask permission before you go and take a fork and start putting paint all over it. It will wash off, but just please ask permission before you do that. But if you've got a plastic fork, I would suggest using that because it means you can throw them out. And the other thing I would suggest having is some water to clean your fork, or if you would like, you can use a fork for every colour. So I've got 3 colours, so I'm going to need 3 forks, but you can use the water to clean out your fork each time and just dip it in and give it a clean with a paper towel before you use another colour. Okay, so we're going to start off by using our green paint to make the stems of our tulips. And I'm going to try and put in about 6 or 7 stems on this one. I tried it out with 4, but I found that there was actually lots of room. And you can make your stems as long as you want. You could do them different heights as well and make them going in different directions. They don't all need to go in the exact same direction as well. So we have to imagine that this is the grass, and the tulips coming up from the grass, and here's Ziggy in coming to help us. She'll probably end up with paint all over her face before we know it. But that's all right, it's her own fault. So I managed to get 6 in here. So there, I've managed to get 6 stems, and you'll see that there are lots of different sizes. They're not all the same size. Okay, so the next thing you're going to do then is you're going to do your colours. And to do the colours, I'm just going to put my green paintbrush, we don't need it anymore, I'm going to put it into the water. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your fork, and you're going to make sure you dip it, so the back side of your fork, dip it into your paint and give it a good covering so that it is all completely covered. And then you're going to put it at the top of your stem, and when you do this, make sure that you keep it in place, but you gently roll it. So I would start at the bottom and roll up, and then roll to the side and to the other side, and then back down again. And what you should get is something that looks like that. Okay, so I'm going to do a second purple one. Okay, I'm going to do a second purple one, and I'm going to put it in this one here. So remember, you're going to roll up to the side, to the other side, and back down. If you find that then you've got leaning a wee bit too hard, so it leaves a big white mark in the middle, just use your fork to spread the paint just a little bit. Ziggy's just playing with my forks. Right, out of the way. Okay, so then I'm going to take a second fork. So remember, you can wash your fork out and use some paper towels, or what you can do is use different forks. But again, if you're going to use more than one fork, you can wash them, you can wash the paint off, but just make sure you're asking permission. Please don't just go and start taking forks out of cupboards and putting paint all over them. Make sure you ask permission. So I'm going to do the red. So again, you want to completely cover. I think I'll put this fork into my water, keep it nice and clean. So again, covering the back. So I'm going to do this one here, starting at the bottom. You roll up to the side, to the other side, and back down again. I probably could have done with a wee bit more red paint on this one. Okay, and I'm gonna put it here. So roll up to the side, to the other side, and back down. And there we go. And then I'm gonna put my fork into the water. Just make sure it's out the way and nice and clean. And then I'm gonna use my last color. So again, just making sure that you're getting all of the yellow onto the fork, or all the color, whatever color you're using, onto the fork, so there's plenty of it. And then we're starting for the bottom, roll up to the side, to the other side, and back down again. And then my last one, I'm going to roll up to the side and back down again. Alrighty, and that is all of my tulips. So now I have made my picture of tulips to bring in the spring. And what I might do, and you're welcome to try this as well, is, thank you, I'm going to take a wee bit more green and I'm going to add it in at the bottom to make it look like grass. So the tulips are coming out of the grass. And I'm not doing anything super difficult. I'm just painting it on. It's almost just splodging it on in different directions, just to make it look a wee bit messy, as if it is the grass. And the last thing, so that's with added grass at the bottom. And the last thing I'm going to add in is just a few leaves. So the leaves are just going to come off of the stem at the sides. And again, you can do this in different directions. You could do where they've got more than one leaf coming off the side. You could do different heights. It is up to you. And that is the end of my tulip picture. So have fun with it, and hopefully if we paint more of these, then we'll get a chance to go out and see some of the awesome tulips out there as well. Tulips are one of my absolute favourite flowers, so if you get to see them, take lots of pictures of them and send them to me. So enjoy, and I will speak to you soon. Thank you, bye.